Right, well, rather than continuously add and add more graphs, which you can see is quite easily identifiable here, I'm going to now look at adding additional data sources. So currently we just have the one data source, this orders. So I'm just going to rename this as by segment by area and add a new workbook. So what I'm going to have is I'm going to have the total profit by region. See how that looks, and I want that as a bar chart. And again, it doesn't quite work right. So if you find that that doesn't quite work right, just the quickest way is just start again and use the add to sheet and get the computer to work out exactly what you are wanting to do, because you can see it's not working. You may not know why, so let's do the other way, add to sheet, get the computer to say I think it should go here. So if you start getting frustrated, just start again and use the add to sheet. It's great. And again, we're going to order it by sum of profit, like that. So we've got these four regions: West, East, South and Central. Now if we go back to the spreadsheet we were looking at earlier, you may remember that there are three tabs: Orders, Returns and People. So Anna is in charge of the West region, Chuck in charge of the East, Kelly in charge of Central and Cassandra in charge of the South. So how do we integrate that data into here? So let's go to data and a new data source, and that gets us right back to where we started a few lectures ago. So we can select the data source. I'm going to have a look at the peoples, drag that in, wait a few seconds, up it comes, looks good, and I'm going to leave this one live. So that's the data source. We can now go back to our sheet. So we now have an orders and a people. And notice this little thing here. This is two links held onto each other. So what that means is that this region dimension is being linked to another item. And we can find what that is by going to Data, Edit Relationships. So we can see that this people is being linked to the orders using region. We can change that. We can, if we wanted to, we can use custom and we can add and we can edit. So if you've got something that the computer doesn't know about, this is how you can add it. You can break that link like that. So the link is now broken, but it's a good link. And notice in this edit relationships, we can say, I want to look at all of the relationships from people, as opposed to I want to look at all of the relationships from orders. So now this is in, I can get rid of region and drag in person. Fields cannot be used from the people data source because there is no relationship to the primary data source. You can see there is no link. This is broken. So let's recreate it. Drag in person. And now you can see that we've got the same information, except this time we've got the person instead of the region. So we have fairly easily, just by defining the link, or with the computer defining the link in this case, managed to go from a situation where we had the region to where we got the person. Now if we add the region as a tooltip, you can see Anna's in charge of the West, Cassandra is in charge of the South, Chuck's in the East, and Kelly in the Central.